CBS News contributor Bob Schieffer is with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
You must be proud right now, Bob.
Thank you for being here, sir.
I'm here to support you, Charlie. I mean, I remember when I used to raise eyebrows around here wearing purple socks. You have raised the bar. But, you know, I mean, what a master of understatement. Charlie standing there in those pants, and he says, but first, our eye opener. No. I'm telling you, Charlie, the eyes were already open before we got to the eye opener on that one.
No, Bob, when he's reading more real news ahead. Standing there with that.
Exactly.
All right.
All right.
More
Make
news.
them pay in cash.
I know.
After she pays her taxes.
Give me the overview you saw watching last night, both on the Democrat side, very close, Republican side, three big stories.
Well, I tell you, the giant sigh that you heard coming out of Washington last night, and I think you could hear it all the way out to Iowa, was mainstream Republicans finding out that Marco Rubio made this a three-man race. I was at Saturday night at the Alfalfa Club dinner in Washington. It's one of those annual Washington dinners. This is the establishment of establishments, you know, Republicans and Democrats. It was clear to me that mainstream Republicans, it had suddenly dawned on them, Ted Cruz or Donald Trump could actually wind up with the nomination. I think for a long time they didn't take either one of them seriously. And one of them said to me, said, if only Marco Rubio, and a lot of their internal polling among Republicans showed this was going to be a three-man race. And they now feel that there is an alternative to Trump and Rubio, which really was scaring mainstream Republicans to death. I don't know where this goes from here.
Exactly, a lot could happen.
Right now, they're feeling a whole lot better about this.
But the polling had showed that Donald Trump was leading in Iowa. It seemed to go back and forth between him and Ted Cruz. But he had such big turnout, though, Bob, so it shows that the big turnout doesn't necessarily translate into people going to vote for him.
A lot of the people who were for Marco Rubio, I mean, for Ted, for Donald Trump, you know, this whole Iowa thing is kind of complicated. You know, you've got to go, you've got to spend a couple of hours, and I think a lot of those people, this was new for them, and even though a lot of them were for, you know, they just didn't show up.
Well, I think what we learned was that there was a higher percentage of evangelicals turning out than in 2008, and it shows Ted Cruz really has a ground game, and he's going to execute that ground game in New Hampshire. He's going to execute it in March 1st and March 15th. He has a superior organization.
I mean, he had a better ground game out there than El Chapo might have had, you know.
And on the Democratic side?
You know, I think Hillary Clinton has problems, and I think this really underscored that. I mean, here's, you know, her only opposition, the one Democratic candidate, and she has, you know, Bernie Sanders, an avowed socialist who never sought office as a Democrat, gave her a real run. This was not a victory for Hillary Clinton. And you go now into New Hampshire, which is next door to his home state. I think Bernie Sanders is going to win there. The bad news for Bernie Sanders is this may be where it all ends for him. Once you get to South Carolina, I mean, she's got a firewall there. I mean, let's not forget, Bill Clinton was called the first black president in America.
Tony Morrison.
I was going to say Tony Morrison.
Bill Clinton lost Iowa and New Hampshire.
Yeah, but he's going to be at every black church in South Carolina. You're going to see him out there. I just don't see where Bernie goes.
Is it too late for any other Democrat to get in the race at this time?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I mean, we'll just have to see as we go on down the line. But
and what about Mike Huckabee? He's out, but what about the rest of the guys? Jeb Bush, Chris Christie,
Carly
Kasich?
Fiorina.
And how tough will they be on Marco?
I think
they have
it's
a
going to
shot?
be Marco Rubio's show from here on in. I mean, he's going to be where the focus is, and if they can coalesce around him, I think then you've got a real race. I mean, Donald Trump's not out of it yet, and let's give Cruz credit where credit's due. He won,
yes,
and that's going to give him some momentum. But the race is not over yet. This is going to be a long race.
All right.
Good for us.
You bet.
Fun to watch. Thank you, Bob.
The loser will have to wear those pants.
Only a winner wears these pants.
That's right.
Charlie's rocking the pants.
Winner.
A confident man wears those pants. That's what that is. That's confidence. Bob, thank you.
Thank you. It's fun
I know we're going to see you again.